Our session is being recorded. I know that this is Flex Week and people have a lot of options on where to be, and not everybody's going to be able to join us today. So we do have the sessions being recorded so that our colleagues can join in as well. I also want to share that we do have ASL interpreters available. If you need ASL interpretation, a couple tips that I'll share with you really quick, which are in your video settings. So if you click on the up arrow next to your stop video, what it will take you to is your video settings. And then if you click hide non-video participants, that will allow you to focus more easily on our interpreters. For the rest of our attendees, if you would not mind then shutting off your video, that will allow us to spotlight our interpreters for the duration of our welcome. Thank you everyone for doing that. My name is Jazzy Muganzo Murphy. I use she, her, they, them pronouns. I'm the interim dean for outreach, first year experience, and pathway communities. It's just a really long way to say that I oversee the Achieve program, and I'm also responsible for implementing the HomeBases. Again, I want to share my excitement with each one of you for joining us today. I can't wait to share with you more about what's happening in the HomeBases and the work that's being done. Couple pro tips for using Zoom. I know that we've all been living in this world for nearly 6 months now, and we've all seen that internet unstable, start freezing up. Some tips that we've learned along the way that I'll share with you. One relates to your internet browser and your camera. If you have other internet browsers open with multiple tabs open on that browser, if you want to close any of those browsers that you're not going to be using, sometimes that helps your connection. Similarly with the camera, if you want to just shut your camera off, that will also help. Lastly, for our welcome, and as well as the HomeBase sessions that we're going to have after our welcome, we are big fans of the reactions icons. So if you click on the smiley face with the plus symbol next to it in your taskbar, you'll see a hand clap and a thumbs up. Feel free to use those throughout the session. Let your presenters know that you're here, that you're with them, and it really just helps the sessions go a lot more smoothly. So just some pro tips for you along the way. Here at American River College, we are committed to social justice and equity, and that begins by honoring the land upon which our campus occupies. I'd like to introduce Tony Miranda, who's a staff member in the Native American Resource Center, to do our land acknowledgement statement.
Hello, everyone. Hope you're all having a great day. Today, we'd like to acknowledge the land which we occupy today as a traditional homeland of the Nisenan, Maidu, and Miwok tribal nations. These sovereign people have been the caretakers of this land since time immemorial. Despite centuries of genocide and occupation, the Nisenan, Maidu, and Miwok people continue to be vibrant and resilient tribes and bands, both federally recognized and unrecognized. We take this opportunity to acknowledge the generations that have gone before, as well as the present day Nisenan, Maidu, and Miwok nations. We'd also like to take the time to thank the Shingle Springs Band of Miwok Indians, for their ancestors are the caretakers of our beautiful campus. So thank you so much, and may you all have a beautiful journey in this new step that you're taking. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. So next, I have the honor and the pleasure of introducing our part of our leadership team to welcome you today. I'd like to start with our college president, Dr. Thomas Green.
Thanks, Jazzy, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm really excited to join you this afternoon for what is really a milestone. I know that we have so many of our students and our faculty and staff with us this afternoon. I can't tell you how excited that we're here today, and I think I'm going to take just to share with you the journey we've been on. It's been years ago where the institution came together and asked itself some really hard questions about how are we going to support the success of all of our students at a much higher level than we have historically been able to. And in that work that we did, we recognized, oops, I think I've been talking the whole time being muted. So I just gave you a great example of what not to do. So let me start over. um, Let me just say how excited I am to be here with you all this afternoon. I know that we have faculty, staff, and so many of our students with us. And so I just want to say that this is a really exciting milestone. And from the standpoint of, this has been a long journey to get to where we are. It was years ago when the college came together and really asked itself some pretty hard questions about what are we going to need to do differently in order to really support the success of all of our students at a much higher level than we've had been historically or in the past. And we recognized there was no program, there was no initiative that we could add that would really do that. And that we recognized we really had to fundamentally come in and redesign the institution and kind of re-architect it. And so from that, we came together and identified a strategic goal of truly putting our students first. And then from there, we came together and created teams to ask, how do we do that? How do we re-architect or restructure the college or redesign it to put students first, to make sure that they created a welcoming and supportive community where they engage with one another, faculty and staff, all students, in a very welcoming, supportive way at a much higher level than we have in the past. And then we brought a team together that helped us provide those recommendations for how to do it. And then we brought another team together to actually implement it. And today, the home-based pathway communities represents all of that work of the institution. And so I'm really excited about today for that reason, and want more than anything to extend my appreciation to everyone who's been involved. The students that are on the call today, I just can't tell you, we are here to support you. This is a wonderful opportunity for you to engage and build relationships with one another, with our faculty and staff, and ultimately to support you being successful and to reach your educational goals. And with that, I'm just really excited. We're here from you. I wish you all the best for a phenomenal start for a fall term. And with that, I'll pass it over to our Vice President of Instruction, Frank Kobayashi.
Thank you, President Green. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Frank Kobayashi, and I have the great honor of serving as the Interim Vice President of Instruction at American River College. I wanted to start off by thanking the HomeBase implementation team, a group of faculty, staff, and administrators who worked tirelessly over spring semester to make HomeBases a reality. When we started on the ground, in person, and the circumstances of COVID-19 required the entire college to go remote. And the experiences we had teaching remotely crystallized the importance of relationships, that in the past we had places to congregate. We had pockets where students would hang out and get advice from faculty. And it's a little different in the remote environment. And that really crystallized the importance of HomeBase and having these virtual HomeBases. For myself, 25 years ago, I was a student at Santa Rosa Junior College, and through luck and circumstance, I think I stumbled into what were my HomeBases. I was active in an accounting study group. I was active in student government and clubs. And through these experiences, I found my community. Our hope is that HomeBases are the start of your student community at American River College. My hope is that just like Santa Rosa Junior College and my community college experience changed my life trajectory, that ARC will change your life trajectory. I'm so excited to welcome you to our community of teachers and learners, and I wish you an amazing fall semester. Thank you. And I'd like to introduce our Vice President of Student Services, Dr. Stevenson.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here and very excited that we have this opportunity to come together and really launch the HomeBases. And just want to say to all the students out there, thank you for being with us today. And this is a great opportunity and a great journey to be a part of your journey as you reach your goals. Again, I'm Dr. Jeff Stevenson. I'm the Vice President. I have the honor to serve as the Vice President of Student Services. I use the pronouns he, him, his. I started my journey at ARC as a faculty member many years ago, started the funeral service program here at the college, and then worked my way up to this position here. And just really excited, been involved in a lot of the work coming up to this point. So really appreciate Jazzy and her team, the HomeBase coaches, my colleagues, the president, our interim vice president of instruction, Dr. Kobayashi, and the faculty, the staff, the other administrators. Just really appreciate all of you because it is a very exciting time. And we are here to support you, and we hope that you get involved in the many activities that your HomeBases will have. The counselors, the faculty that are involved in the HomeBases, really lean into them, utilize them for your journey, and also get involved in a lot of the activities. And we know that we're in this remote environment, but this is an opportunity to really get involved. So really look for all of those opportunities that you have, the learning communities of Umoja Puente, Prize, the clubs and organizations, student government, anything that you want to get involved in. Look for those resources and talk to your HomeBase coaches, counselors, faculty. We're all out there to support you, and we wish you a very wonderful journey and glad you are here at ARC. And I will turn it back over to Jazzy.
Thank you so much.
Woo!
Your work is really inspiring, and I think it just reaffirms the mission of the HomeBases. For our students on the call, as you've heard, a lot of work has gone into what is the HomeBases. There were project teams and work groups and folks like John O'Bear and Bill Simpson who put a lot of work into those project teams and guided pathways, which led to our areas of interest. And so, as you've heard, this is not an overnight success. This is years, in fact, of work that has been put in to present something to you that's really going to be amazing. That's going to be a place that you can call home, a community for you. We solicited feedback from the campus at our convocation, and the work team, as Dr. Kobayashi mentioned, came together and pivoted quickly after COVID. And so it's just been an honor and a pleasure to be a part of this work, and I feel very fortunate to be where we are today. And so our HomeBases really are the realization of a lot of that work. I talked a little bit about areas of interest I mentioned. It is a themed group of majors and programs. Our goal is to build community for you so that you have a space where you can collaborate with not only your counselors and your faculty, but also other students. So if you're on this call right now, take a look at this graphic. See if you can find your major or your department here under the programs, and then look immediately to the left to see what area of interest that falls in. Our HomeBases are based upon these areas of interest with the goal of helping you start right and finish strong with ARC. Whatever your goal is, whatever brought you to our campus, we're extremely fortunate that you've made the choice to pursue your higher education with us, and we want to make sure that you have that community and that wraparound support from the moment that you start to the moment that you complete that goal or earn that degree. So you're assigned to a success team. You heard our Vice President for Student Services mention your coaches and your counselors. Also on that team, you'll find peer mentors, which are other students just like you who've been in your shoes that can kind of help guide you, answer questions for you. We not only help students, but we're also there to help our faculty colleagues. When there are times where you're not sure where to go or where to refer a student or how to help them, know that the HomeBase is for you as well, where you can swing by, where you can drop into our chat rooms and ask questions. It's about community and it's about connections. We want to make sure that every single student on our campus is connected to someone or something, whether that's something in the HomeBase or, like our Vice President for Student Services mentioned, one of our amazing learning communities, that you find that connection, that you find that home, and the HomeBases are a way for you to be able to do that. Of course, while you're a student, we want you to do well. We want you to focus on your academics and pursue your goals, but this is college, and we also want you to have a little bit of fun too. So you can look toward your HomeBases to host events, to host workshops, to bring in speakers that are all surrounded around your interests. Some of our first events that we have coming up are part of the Weeks of Welcome, which will be HomeBase Mixers. Again, just another opportunity to connect you with not only the faculty and staff in your HomeBase, but also other students. You've heard me mention a couple of times about your coaches. Your coaches, this is half of the group. I got another slide with the other half, but they are based on those areas of interest. For my students on the call, this is your go-to. This is your first stop and your last stop. You're not sure where to go, what to do, who to ask, or even how to ask the question. your home-based coaches are a great place for you to start. The beautiful thing about HomeBases is like it's this perfect blend between what's happening on the instructional side of the campus and what's happening in student services. No more running around, no more getting pointed to different departments and having to fend for yourself. Your home-based coach is your navigator, and they'll help you figure out how to take care of those issues. This is the other half of the HomeBase Coach team. This Beaver here is not coach, but do know that we are recruiting currently for the STEM HomeBase Coach, and we'll get that individual identified quickly as possible. And for my STEM students that are on the call, we'll have a session a little bit later where we can talk in more detail, but we are moving fast and furious to finalize this team, but these are your go-tos. Make note of these people, take pictures, write their names down so that you know that you have a go-to, at least one person on this campus that can help you out with your questions and concerns. So this is phase one for the HomeBases. Again, we didn't plan to be here in this virtual space, but here we are. We are always in a space of learning, growing, and looking for ways to do better. If my team, could speak to you now, they tell you, Jazzy's always looking for a way to go 2.0. How do we go 2.0? And the way that we do that is by listening to our campus, listening to our students. So please make note of this email. If after today or anytime after today, you have questions, you have suggestions, particularly our students, if you have ideas on ways that we can make the HomeBase better suit your needs, please send us an email. This is our email here. It's askhb@arc.losrios.edu. You can shoot your comments directly there, or you can reach out to your HomeBase coach. We are working every day to be better and do better for you all. So know that we're open. I'm always available, happy to meet with you individually or come to your department to talk more about the work of the HomeBase and how we'll work together to support our students. So that concludes our welcome. I'm very excited, like I said, to have you all here. It's been a lot of work, and our HomeBase success teams, as well as our deans, are excited to introduce you to your specific HomeBase and let you know what's new and what's happening in your area. I'm going to ask the coaches to put in the chat the link for the specific session based on your area of interest or your HomeBase. Make note of these links, and at 2:30, head on over to that link. You'll have an opportunity again to hear from your deans, how they're going to support you during your first year, what's going on in your HomeBase. You'll have an opportunity to hear from your counselors. I know students know how important counselors are. They are your go-to when you're thinking about navigating that educational pathway. Your counselors are so critical. So you'll have an opportunity to hear from them, meet your coaches, and finally, check out your virtual HomeBase. I encourage all of my students on the call to head over to your session. We've got some really amazing raffle items that the coaches are excited to raffle off to our students. So we'll put this flyer in the chat if you want to download it. I'll leave this screen up for a moment, but please at 2:30, about 5 minutes it looks like, go ahead and head over to your specific session and meet the rest of your success team. Again, thank you so much for joining us today, and I'm excited for another upcoming academic year. Have a great day, folks. If you are a STEM student, if you are a STEM major, please hang out right here in this session. No need for you to go anywhere. We'll do the STEM introductions right here. Everyone else, like I said, have a great day, and I'll see you soon.
Jazzy, quick question. Jazzy, is there a way we can get a list of the majors that fall under each of the HomeBases for the students?
Yep, I'll put that in the chat as well. Thanks.
Thank you.
Are the students going to the breakout sessions? And if so, can you put in the chat the links so that they have kind of an easy way to get there?
Yep, it's coming right now.
Awesome.
Good question.